Army, I decided to make a business out of it, run a business, and training became the thing, not just working out. So it evolved into performance training, and that's where we are now, performance training. How do I get athletes faster? How do I get athletes stronger? More importantly, how do I get athletes to move better so that they can perform better? And then the fourth component of that is how do I keep them
I'm trying to remember the shit, the screen, or the news what I watching this morning. At least what I watched the film. At least what I watched.
Oh, we can leave that down.
Welcome to the Sunday afternoon edition of the NBA here on 2K Sports. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Well, that's about confidence and composure on the interior. Josh Giddey does stand 6'8", makes that a little easier.
Here's Harden driving to the basket. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Here's Giddey. The kick outside to Butler. And it's off from three-point range. McCollum with the ball. Right side, Leonard. And Trey Murphy gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, I put my shit on manual, bro. This shit didn't save. This is stupid. So I'm just gonna start fixing before every game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room, and he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional scorer.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Harden outside. Clock at 6. Kicks it out to Leonard. Over Giddey. It's hauled in by Porzingis. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. And he's off on his first shot of the game.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Here's Harden to the inside. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, if you allow Zubac's positioning near the cup, look out. This is what you can expect.
Pass to Giddey. Outside, Porzingis. On the wing, Giddey. Off target from three-point range.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
It's Harden with the drive, and that won't go. Missing the.
Ain't no way we missing that, dog. That's crazy.
Let's check in with David Aldridge.
Man, it made hard miss that fucking layup, bro.
He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. Back to Brown. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
All right, this is coming out of the court. Come on, get loud for your breakers. Yes.
Visitors with the ball, and Giddey gets it to go.
Boy, Giddey, if he becomes a knockdown three-point shooter, you will not be able to guard this guy.
Up top, Leonard. Down low, Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Wide open look here for Craig. And that comes off the assist by Giddey.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Harden surveying the D. Pass to Leonard. Here's Zubac. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, Doris, no one has a bigger effect on a game than this great two-way player.
There's no question, Kevin, because of his length and savvy on the defensive end. He can swallow up individual offensive matchups. He's that good defensively. And then you think to his transition on the offensive end from a player who was a standstill shooter to now who you can run your offense through.
No good from Zubac. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. That one goes. Count it.
Just finding the open man and making sure it's on time and on target. This is who Josh Giddey is.
And stolen by Giddey. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Podziemski. Now here's Giddey. He has 5. 6 to shoot. Stolen by McCollum. There's the drive. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play. Then the emphatic dunk.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Leading by 5. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
Inside, Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis 7-3 says not here, and not now.
Pass to Giddey. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him. Butler with the ball. Jones covering. Here's Brown. The kick out to Tatum. It's up a 3. Rebound by Olynyk. On the wing, Jones. Now Olynyk. Now Simmons. In the corner, Eubanks with it. Simmons inside. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. And here is Simmons. Nothing on the board. Kicks it out to Harden. Shot clock at 6. Shoots. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player, I am the system"?
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that. But Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
Now, here is Harden. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
18 ball.
The visitors with the ball. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Pass to Tatum. Eubanks grabs the miss.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Harden with it. Still scoreless. 6 on the shot clock. That 3 off the mark. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Eubanks. Simmons left side. Here's Harden to the paint. Here's Eubanks. Second chance effort. Nice D from Porzingis. Tatum with it. Jones covering. Pass to Porzingis. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Olynyk.
How about Porzingis? Shrugs off the hit. That work in the weight room paying off already. You gotta love the time he's put in to make himself a challenge.
And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Substitution on the court.
A minute 20 left here in the second. McCollum right side. Pass to Zubats. To the middle. Here's Harden. Now here's McCollum. Back to Harden. Shot clock at 5. And here is Zubats. Guarded by Horford. Here's Tatum. Wants to get it to Brown and does. Missed inside. Inside. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Leonard. Leonard finagling one in close.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard has found so many ways to score. He can slip around you with his length. He can go through you with his strength. This guy's so tough to guard.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
There's 21 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Leonard on the wing. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Up by 12. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Simmons inside. Pass to Eubanks. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That one on Horford.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
And the shot is good. Giddey's got 7 points in the game.
They are just killing him on the interior.
And stolen by Giddey. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Boy, once he swipes it, Josh Giddey is off to the races. Love the opportunistic mindset.
Here's Simmons. Still without a basket. Al Horford with the rebound. About 1 minute played here in the second half.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Jones. Here's Coffin. Outside for Simmons. Clock at 6. Eubanks with it. And Horford pulls it down. You know, DB, I imagine any lineup could benefit from a veteran guy like Al Horford.
Boy, you just look at how younger guys on the team lean on Al. He guides them through any number of experiences. He's been a pro's pro from the moment he entered the league, and he's still having an impact with his defensive ability and range shooting.
That's good from Simmons.
Say what you want about Ben Simmons and sometimes the challenges he has on the offensive end. He is a hard-playing defensive force who has windows of opportunity where he contributes offensively.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The game is certainly going international. Commissioner Adam Silver says, with basketball's exponential growth, it's now truly a global game. We're fortunate that the very best in the world want to play in a single league. And Kevin, the NBA continues to draw talent from all corners of the globe.
And David, you've been all over the globe, and the talent level undeniable. Now, here's Zubats. They set the screen. Here's Leonard. Good work defensively by Horford.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Here's Giddey. Yes, that goes in. Giddey's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, Giddey loves to finish strong inside, and he knows how to take advantage of his size.
Well, so great when your offense produces a shot that close to the rim. The rest of the work becomes easier.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Greg, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball.
Now here's Brown. Porzingis, that's a 2. Jump shot is good. Porzingis has got 5.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Harden up top. And there's a minute 45 left here in the third quarter. 5 to shoot. Ring shot on the way. The rebound by Jason Tatum. On the wing, Giddey. Outside, Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Assist goes to.
And that's now 6 points for Jason Tatum.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Kicks it out to Harden. It's rebounded by Giddey.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And that goes out of bounds. And they retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
And he makes that one.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution. And the way they have controlled the glass this game, really impressive.
And bottom line, more boards means more possessions. That's how you build a lead.
Pass to Porzingis. Misses the baby hook. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Leonard with no one around. Offensive rebound. No good from Zubac. Here's Tatum. And he drops it in from the low post. Tatum's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Already such a terrific passer. Love seeing Josh Giddey share the wealth.
Looking to him. Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy. Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Now here's Giddey. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Delivering the blowout. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So it's the visitors now.
No,
when this
man.
game is done with, they'll be off to Los Angeles, taking on the Lakers.
These niggas ain't setting no screens. You got this shit going over.
Tatum drives in. It's safe to say Jason Tatum is a bona fide superstar.
He certainly is, Kevin. Has really been a big-time star from the time he was 23 years old. Lots of pressure on this young player, but Jason's not only embraced it, he's thrived under it. Jason Tatum continues to emerge, guys, as one of the most elite players on both ends. We know on the offensive end he's a dangerous three-level scorer. He's also capable of locking you up defensively.
Here's Leonard, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Jimmy Butler. And Torres, what's amazing to me, if you look at Kawhi Leonard's production year to year, there's no drop-off.
There's certainly consistency to what Kawhi Leonard does. When he entered the league, he was a defensive force from the outset. And then he built methodically his offensive game. Free throws, post game, and now range shooting.
Man, come on.
And you watch Jason Tatum year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. GA, what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics. And there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
Harden outside. And yet that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
When you have one of the great scorers in the history of the game, as you do with James Harden, obviously you want the ball in his hands as much as possible. Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Here's Butler. Lays it up off the glass. Butler's got his first points in this one.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far.
Man, these boy.
They have been board dominant in this game.
Wow, man.
Factor in cracking.
He's dead.
And there it is for him.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Sinks the three-pointer. McCollum's got himself on the board with three there.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient long-range bomber.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Here's Tatum.
CJ
McCollum with the rebound. Harden outside. Here's McCollum to the inside. Here's Eubanks.
Sorry.
Great D that time from Tatum.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Down low. And Greg has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. Back to Porzingis.
Man, you got that pass through there, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Points for Porzingis.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
I tell you, James Harden's ability to power through contact and finish with bodies around him is something else.
And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Pass to Craig. To the paint. Here's Butler. Eubanks grabs the miss. And the NBA helping establish academies and even leagues, Craig, on foreign soil. Do you expect more to come?
I do, Kevin. I think the league recognizes it has a big role to play in the expansion of the game globally. Investments being made with the long-term view in mind.
Pass to Harden. Takes the three. Porzingis with the rebound.
Hey, you on time you make a three, that whole excellent, bro.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
It's on shot time.
Brown wide open. He fires. Knocks down the three ball.
Now, Jaylen Brown is now so legit from deep, boy. You better make sure you're contesting that three ball. That's how good he is.
Back to Harden. Inside. Eubanks. Nice D from Porzingis. 1:12 left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Brown. Now Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Now, this is one of the best scorers in the game today. Jason Tatum, we're getting used to performances like this.
Now, Eubanks. Bucket is good. 52 seconds left in the game. Here's Brown. Banked in off the glass.
Saw the opportunity to put this away.
You want a game?
Not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
.29 seconds left in the fourth. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Brown, and he lays it straight in.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Substitution for the away team. Number 30, Sam Hauser.
And he can't get the first one.
At the line for your home team, James Harden.
And he's good on the second.
Substitution on the court.
16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Hauser. And he drives in. Here's Podziemski. His three-pointers off the mark. The visiting club takes the win on the road. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
That's good. You know what I'm saying? Who? Oh no. The Diddy nigga trying to play. He got the Hornets. He got the Hornets. Listen to me about you, ready? Man, I really want to, bro. I really want. Vince, you see on the screen? I'm about to show you the teams. Shit, I think the Hornets the best team. I mean, the Grizzlies the best team low. Well, nah, maybe Pelicans.